You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Back at assholeconsulting.com. We have a request. AA Ron. It was late Robin Williams who said that Coke was God's way of telling you that you're making too much money. I think the real sign you're making too much money is when you start paying some dude in Rapid City to make YouTube videos about your problems. Well, you know what's great? I know who's in Rapid City because I'm in Vegas right now. So whoever that guy is in Rapid City, yeah, I mean, you might want to rethink about spending your money on that guy. But guys in Vegas, those are worth every fucking penny. Anyway, I'm in my mid 30s now in a nice house, no debt whatsoever, and have a job that pays more than enough for my minimalist lifestyle. Full disclosure, I'm an MBA dude, bro. Oh, you poor sir. But I just finished your book, Zero World Problems, and in my opinion, it's the best thing you've ever written. Really? Like, did you read other stuff though? That one, I'd not to dwell on it. I mean, I always try to put my best effort in, but I would not put that up with my best writing. But a lot of people really like that book. You never, like you'll write, you do something, people like, yeah, it's shit. I'm like, I thought that was the best, and then you just kind of, this didn't come out the way I like. Oh my god, it was great. Like, really? You'll never know. I say that as a thank you, but also to give you some idea of my overall perspective on life. Okay, cool. Yeah, well then I understand where you're coming from. Like so many of your clients, the last puzzle piece I continue to search for is the right woman. And the reason that's the last piece is because you don't control it. You now must convince another human being to do something in your best interest. That's the short version. Everything else is more or less under your control. I had some success with dating apps, especially when I lived in larger cities. And although nothing materialized into a long term relationship, I consider myself fortunate to have met some great women. With that said, I never want to use a dating app again because the return on investment for me was atrocious, as it is nearly everyone else. I like everyone, dude, bro, just get on the app. Oh no, you got to. And there's some truth to having a good dating app profile, but I'm sorry, I'm going to go look at the stock price of the dating app companies and their lack of profits. They don't have profits. I'm going to say, you know what? I think it's overall a failure. I'm sure for some people it's all right, but overall it's a failure. Not only my invested time, but the cash I spent on those apps. Cold approach is probably my only hope at this point, which means I face an uphill battle to say the least. No, it's no more uphill than anyone else. And that I would say is the main way men should be asking out women today. So I would not be afraid of it or worried about it. Just go do it and have no expectations. The future doesn't look good. Go ask, you know what? Ask out 100 women. See what happens. I'm not saying you're going to have success, but not by any stretch of the imagination, but at least bury that possibility. Make sure that possibility was not a possibility. You know what I'm saying? You say, no, you know what? One year I asked out 100 girls out in person, da 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 da. No, it was a failure. I know that rock has been unturned. I just want your entire life to say, no, I did put my effort in. It didn't work. It's not for me. Therefore, there's not going to be any regrets. There was no opportunity cost. I exhausted that option. I tried the pizza. I found out I didn't like pineapple pizza. Then the future doesn't look good. Here's my dilemma. Although I've been a slim guy my whole life and I'm still not obese by any stretch of the imagination, food has become a major vice in my 30s. Every day I just want to have a whole box of cereal for breakfast. What? A greasy burger for lunch, pizza for dinner, candy for dessert, and wash it all down with a sugary soda. Oh, really? I mean, you're in your 30s. Didn't your taste buds change? Like, that's what kids eat. I couldn't, and I'm not like I like me a donut every once in a while, but oh God. Would you like to know the one reason why I haven't let those cravings get out of hand, that I ballooned to 250 pounds? Because after like 3 days, you'd feel like shit and you'd realize it tastes like shit. Women. If women didn't exist, I think I'd totally let myself go. You mean like how women let themselves go and men let themselves go? See, what's funny, I understand women letting themselves go because they're just not that interested in men. right? That makes sense. But men are like, oh my God, women, how to get your emails? How do we get the women? Oh my God, the women. And yet men still let themselves go. Like you're the minority if you're in shape. And it tells you just how powerful food is. Like it's more powerful than the male sex drive. Laziness, sloth, and gluttony is more powerful than the male sex drive. Because if the male sex drive was more powerful, you guys would stay in shape. Although one might argue that if you look at the statistical chances of getting girls, like, well, that's not going to happen. And now presenting the same quandary or theory you got here. Hey, look, if they're not going to go out with me, do I really gotta watch my figure? Women. If women did not exist, I think I'd totally let myself go. But now that the women are likely going to be absent from my life, why not just indulge these food cravings all the time? Of course, I prefer to avoid health problems associated with a poor diet, but before a health issue becomes obvious, I'm always going to care more about how my diet makes me look and if it could sabotage my dating life. It just feels like the mental and physical discipline it takes to eat healthy, go to the gym is so demoralizing when I'm the only one doing it on the off chance so that a hot woman wants to see me naked at some point. I don't know if it demoralizing. I can understand exhausting. I don't like going. The least favorite part of my life is the gym. I don't hate it as much as I used to. Sometimes I look forward to going to it because it's more of a meditative process. It's like something to do. But dude, I hate lifting weights. I hate I hate it. And I don't unless you're, one of these exceptionally rare people that enjoy it, I don't think anyone likes hard physical labor because that's what it is. It's also incredibly boring. But that's why I bring my phone and I get work done and I kind of turn off my brain. But is it demoralizing? Like, do you feel worse about yourself? Or did you just choose the wrong way? Like, I don't feel like a less moral person. I don't feel less motivated. I could see not getting dates and you go to the gym and you ask a girl and she says, no, I can see that being demotivating. Maybe a little demoralizing, but I don't ethically feel any worse coming out of the gym. When I'm only doing it on the off chance a hot woman wants to see me naked at some point. So in light of all that, what's my question for you? I don't know. Do you see where I'm coming from? Absolutely. Is my dilemma understandable? Absolutely. Would you recommend I starve myself and take steroids, even if there's a good chance I sleep with 0 chicks in 2025? You're an economist, so I understand opportunity costs. In any case, a video response would be appreciated. Thanks. All right. I don't want to take it. Your concern and question is 100% logical, and the short answer is yes. If you give up on women, if your main motivation is women and you are not having success with women in spite of working out and all that other stuff, and that's the only reason you're doing it, if the only reason you're doing it in your statistical estimation is not going to happen, then you should stop doing it, right? If my goal is to take first place in a jujitsu competition, but I keep getting the shit kicked out of me no matter how hard I try, maybe I should stop. I should be demotivated by that time. It's not possible I'm going to take gold in a jujitsu competition. And so, yeah, on the most simplest of logical terms, that makes sense. There's a couple problems or complications with it. One, have you attempted to get girls enough to the point that you can be sure in your assumption or reasonably sure in your assumption that you are not able to get the girls, right? That's before you give up on working out and all that other stuff. I know you did the online dating. It sounds like you're doing some cold approach. I'm fully aware of the statistical chances. That's why I wrote the book of numbers. But have you gone out and asked out enough girls to the point that you're like, nope, fuck it, I tried? The risk now is I'm going to waste my life doing this, and I have exhausted those. I have pursued that option to the maximum amount, the most amount that I can possible, and it is now a statistical impossibility. Yeah, there's always going to be a chance, but in my mind, I have assuaged my concerns. That's what I would do. Like, and it's not a bad. I guess you could get by with 50. Why you ask out 50 girls? Not maybe necessarily in a year, depending on how big the town it is. Cold approach 50 girls. Just make sure, right? Just make sure. And then if it doesn't work, or you get a couple dates that there's been some gals, but typical shit happens. There's no chemistry, or oh, by the way, I have a kid I forgot to mention 3 weeks ago. Just make sure you have exhausted your pursuit of women to the point you are confident it is going to cost you more in life than what it is worth, right? Then you could give up working out and you can eat that atrocious diet. Here, before you do any of this, I'm gonna give you a get out of jail free card. You want to do that? Why don't you do that I don't think you make it 3 days. You eat cereal, you eat greasy burger, you eat pizza, and then you eat some dessert. Do that for 3 days straight. You tell me how you feel on the 4th day. Let's just get a little bit more information about your dreams. You'd be like, oh, maybe I don't want that. So if you've exhausted, in your mind, I've done enough. I'm intellectually honest. There will be no regret. You truly think there is no chance of getting girls, then yes, stop. Then you should stop, or you should give up activities that you do solely to pursue women. The second caveat, though, is all right. Unfortunately, diet and exercise is not just solely for the pursuit of the opposite sex. You presumably would like to live, right? And here, dude, there's no solutions. There's only trade-offs. That's it. There's only trade-offs. Thomas Sowell, probably him and Bill Berg. I think they got the best quotes in the past 100 years. There are no solutions. There are only trade-offs. And women are surrounded by this tornado of misinformation, and nobody corrects them because we want to fuck them. I think those two sentences have the greatest amount of wisdom in the past 100 years. Here, your choice is you get a trade-off. You can indulge in yourself in that horrific diet, and you don't have to hit the gym anymore, right? And what activities and working out you do would be purely for your own enjoyment, whether it's sport or hiking or whatever it is that you enjoy doing for physical exercise. You are going to lessen your health, and you're going to shorten your life expectancy. Okay. You're going to be giving up the quality of life, biophysiologically you enjoy, and you'll be giving up years of life, actual life, because you are going to die earlier. That's a you question, not a you problem. That's a you question. What's it worth to you, right? It basically on your option plate, you got option 1, which is indulge, enjoy some great tasting food, sit down, play my video games. Okay, go for a walk or whatever. I'm not going to be a total pig, but I don't give a shit, right? And here's the other thing, especially if you want to live as long as possible with that, don't worry about it. Have no guilt. Be unashamed. Like, yeah, no, this is what I do. No, I'm a foodie, like a legit foodie. I love me my food. And you know what? Go enjoy that life. Please do not ruin it with guilt, because you're going to enjoy it, but you can't enjoy it. Like towards the end of my drinking days, drinking wasn't even fun because I'd feel so guilty about drinking, right? And then I realized, well, if I'm going to drink, I should do it guilt-free or just give it up altogether. I don't want you, if you're going to choose that path, not drinking, but food and easy, and enjoy the easy life, guilt-free. You eat that pizza, man. You eat your cereal. Oh God. Next thing you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like Frosted Lucky Charms or Captain Crunch, some horrible shit. So that's option 1, but you're gonna die at 60. Option 2 is you could still, I don't know. I think you should experiment with your diet a little bit. There's some good tasting, healthy food out there, right? And I think you just give it a go and see if you can't change your taste buds a little bit. Like there's this company out here called BJ's Brew House. I think they're in Texas too. And they got this thing called the bazooka. You get a big old cookie, in a hot pan and they put 3 scoops of ice cream with butterscotch or something on top of it. I used to be able to eat one of those. I can't eat the big one anymore. I got to get the mini one. And I'm not like it was just I changed my diet enough that I feel like too much sugar. So it's not like, and then I missed the big ass Pizookie. It's like, no, I can't have the big ass Pizookie because I know it's going to make me, I don't like yearn for it. So what I would do is, do your 3 days with your disgusting pig diet. Go ahead. Do it. Be glad. Just do it. Just see and then see how you feel. Like I can't handle that. But like, yeah, you know what? Pizza's all right and all that. But why don't you see if there's good, healthier food that tastes good that allows? And then you don't have to hit the gym either. I just think the diet. There's some good healthy taste. There's some good tasting food that's a lot healthier than that diet. So maybe we get you up to 65. Okay. But whatever, that's option 2 is okay, I'm going to forfeit the girls, but I want to live longer and I don't want to feel like shit and have diabetes and have to walk in a cane or whatever, right? My last 10 years is going to suck. And that is an argument for you to stay in shape. So option B is, yeah, I really would like to eat the food and yeah, I don't want to go to the gym, but I need to stay in shape so I live longer and I'm not in pain, physical pain for my life. That's up to you. And let's say you live to 80, let's just say, is the lifelong commitment to some regular, though not terribly painful exercise and sacrificing pizza every day, is that worth the extra 15 to 20 years of life and knowing that your last 10 years of life are going to be less physically painful, perhaps even enjoyable? Or is it, I mean, one might make the argument, yep, I'm going to eat like a pig and enjoy my life and just play video games and do whatever I want, not worry about it. And then when all of a sudden I get like a heart attack or maybe it's a stroke, I got an end of life clause and assisted self deletion or something like that. And then I'm out and I don't have to worry about it. That's perfectly rational. The other one, but that's up to you. That's up to you. So even without women and ladies, even without men, you owe it to yourself and your own life expectancy and your own quality of life to look at your diet and exercise. Now, the good news is, if you're not going to, for men anyway, if women are chasing men or not, women's workout is basically the same, whether they're working out for an extended life or they're working out to attract a man. Stay the fuck thin and just do some cardio. It really is that. Men, it's different. If you want to chase girls, you got to lift weights. But if you're just going for life expectancy, cardio. It'd help to lift some weights too. And I know some weightlifting people. No, you got to lift. You got to do the anaerobic. I know, but compared to no working out at all, cardio, whether that's kayaking, rowing, walking, running, hiking, some kind of cardio. You're going to do the majority you can to extend your life expectancy without having to do that horrifically boring, mundane, lift heavy object, put it back down. Lift heavy object, put it back down. Lift heavy object, put it back down. I would even go so far because if you've read this and you got your house, right? Did you say you had a house? I found that doing laborious chores will keep you in shape. I knew that. Dude, hauling however many yards of gravel I had to haul with a wheelbarrow. If you just maintain your home and your property, what I've found is it's enjoyable, especially if you're listening to a podcast, and it's not as mundane or boring as going into a room to lift heavy objects to put them back down. You're like, no, I'm spreading the gravel, I'm pulling rocks, I'm whatever, sheetrocking, something. Even doing women in the 50s were thin because they loved their men, but also because they did a lot of housework and regular old vacuuming, doing the dishes, just having a good, clean, I got to work on this project or I need to assemble furniture. You get good forearm strength just assembling the dumbest ass shit. I think doing chores and working, getting into gardening or something, working on your home, some kind of regular past human history work that just came with regular housework will also do a significant amount to increase your life expectancy. So I'm kind of going like a hybrid strategy, though fully accepting your premise. Let's say you do the year, 2025, you're going to ask out 50 girls. Whether they say no or you go out with them and they turn out to be a pain in the ass or it just doesn't work, then you'll know. And you come to the conclusion, nope, women are not going to be a part of my future. Now you have the green light to give up the habits and the rituals that you did to get women. And I think pursue to a healthy degree your pigging out in your diet and your sloth. But I think I just I think it's a guarantee after the third day, you're gonna say, I am never eating this shit again. And yeah, maybe I ought to discover Thai food or something like that. I think where you can still eat gluttonously, but find much healthier options than cereal in the morning and greasy burgers at night. I think you find a happy medium there. So you won't die necessarily at 43. You probably make it to 60. And then some kind of exercise that you enjoy, whether it's housework, gardening, landscaping, mowing your own yard, or going for a hike or whatever. I think you could extend your life expectancy and not be a cripple in a wheelchair at 53 with 2 amputated legs. And you're gonna have a dad bod. Yeah, you're not, the girls, but they weren't coming anyway. And I think, and you know what? Here's another, not like you gotta commit to this. All of a sudden, there's a really cute girl, and she's giving you signals. You got great chemistry, but you're a little pudgy and overweight. You say, well, you know what? Maybe for this gal, I will drop the weight. Like Susie Q's over at the diner. All right, fine. You're 20 pounds overweight. You say, boy, you know what? Susie Q's real nice. She kind of flirts with me, but I know I'm a fat pig. I better work out. Actually, it'd be a great way to ask a girl out like that. Whatever. Susie Q's over at the diner. And you just establish a rapport. You're like, hey, you single? Well, that'd be a wrong question because you'd be fat. She says, no, I got a boyfriend. What you should say is, you got yourself a boyfriend? Like you actually are curious. No. If I lost 20 pounds, would you go out with me? Because right now I know I ain't good looking and all that. I used to be good at it, but I kind of gave it up. But for you, I'd lose the weight. That'd be a somewhat shy. But I'll be honest, I ain't gonna go. I really like my food. I really like the pie and the pizza you just served me. And I don't like lifting weights, but for you, I might make an exception. That'd be charming. And then, you should find, and then, you know what? It wouldn't hurt you to lose 20 pounds anyway, just, to change it up in life a little bit. But yes, I would say some things. If things you are doing for one goal, and if that goal is either unattainable or no longer exists, is no longer possible, yes, you should stop doing those things because that's the only reason you're doing those things, which comes at the sacrifice of you doing other things. I would say maybe you should pick up badminton or sailing, but if you want to eat Captain Crunch cereal at 6 a.m. with your jammies on, watching cartoons, yeah, as an economist, yes, it's your life. Do whatever makes you happiest. Just know that those kind of vices are going to lessen the amount of life you have here. But if you're okay with that, yeah. The real trick is to do it without guilt. That's the hard part. Even I struggle with that, where it's like I can go on a motorcycle ride, but boy, it's going to be 6 hours, and I could no. You just got to it's hard to enjoy fun when you've had to work your way out of it, or work your way up to it, I should say. Oh, I really ought to do my taxes. No, go have some fun. So yes, you do not need diet and exercise if you don't care to chase women. You also don't need diet and exercise if you are okay with dying early, right? So if neither of those motivate you to do diet and exercise, whether it's the extended life expectancy or the pursuit of women, and you're okay dying early, sure, you can give up diet and exercise. I would have you try to find a good diet and some exercise in the process, though. But give up the guilt. And then also, after exhausting your entire pursuit of women, give up the guilt so you don't feel guilty about yourself and make damn sure you were not going to get any girls so you have no regrets. And then you could actually enjoy a peaceful, guilt-free pursuit of your otherwise to describe hedonism. All right, there we go. Let's go to the super chats. Ken Rose, $10. Happy Mom. Oh, shit. Mom's Day. Thank you, Ken. Every year, I don't even care if people remember my birthday. You got to do your pay off. Dads don't care. You still alive? Yeah. Okay. Want to go hang out? Sure. Okay. You didn't call your mother. Fuck. Hi. It's Mother's Day again. Had 50 of these now. You don't need anything. You're still there. I'm still your son. You're still my mom. Okay. I love you too. Just like I did all the other times I called before. All right. Iron Horse Reviews, $5. If willing to let yourself go to shit because you're not getting women, then you're living for women. Outstanding. Look at Socrates over here. I thought he was just a real estate mogul. He's a philosopher extraordinaire. Then you're living for women. That's no good. Get a hobby and good friends. Yeah, I think you're right, Iron. I have no look. If you want women, which every guy does, yeah, go work out. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, if after a while, if they're not going to, if there's no dates, then maybe you shouldn't have a dating app. Oh. Iron Horse Reviews, $5. I've been thin and I've been fat. Doesn't seem to make a difference with women. Money doesn't help either. Some chicks will be as interested, most won't. Yeah, it's unfortunately men's genetics, especially when they're younger, compel them to just waste tremendous amounts on women that are just not interested. And no, like in the end, I mean, especially when you get old, like by about 30, 35, you're like, I got shit to do, man. I could have done so much other shit from 13 to 30. That was 17 years were wasted. I don't got time for this shit. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Zero World Pro. Oh, no. I have a link to everything below. My books, my courses, some of which are about women. Other things are about financial planning and management. Take a look at all those cool links below. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.